Hello guys, welcome to episode number 25 of my Football Manager 2023 European Journeyman Save, where as you see today, you join us, we have been appointed the manager of Glenavon in the Northern Irish Premier Division. Now I did say at the end of the last episode we may look to move on from Anna, who we did get promoted as champions. But moving on to Glenavon, they are a much more established side in Northern Ireland. They've got a much bigger wage budget, much bigger transfer budget, and I think it gives us the best opportunity to be ticking Northern Ireland off the list in our quest to win every European top division in the game. So here we are, the manager of Glenavon. Talentai arrives with a record of 145 wins, 36 draws and 37 defeats in his career. He's also won 4 league titles and 2 cups. Questions will be raised as to why Talentai made a decision to take up a different job within the same division. They'll be facing pressure to bring immediate success to Mornview Park. Declan O'Hara is considered to be the favourite for the job, particularly if he was spotted attending a game, but they've given it to us instead. So Anna United will now be looking for a new job. Talentai 42 has accumulated 6 years of experience with the likes of Lakeney and Quadringer. You've got no chance of me pronouncing these two names here, by the way. It still says I prefer a 4-4-2, despite the fact I've never actually played with a 4-4-2. Talentai was the subject of considerable criticism at Lakeney following a humiliating Icelandic Cup exit at the hands of Sindri. And now we'll be hoping for a better experience upon taking up a new position. Glenavon finished the season in 9th in the Dansk Premiership, and Glenavon have lost 3 of the last 5 matches. So we've got a bit of work to do here at Glenavon. The media prediction is 5th, though. They are the team just behind those top 4, so it's really an aim of trying to break into those top 4 to start with. These are the players that we've got, though. If we have a look at Fitzpatrick, the striker, he's maybe not the greatest, is he? But we do have, like I say, some budgets, stuff like that to work with. We'll just wait for the top earner is apparently Campbell. Again, not the greatest of players. He also plays on the wings, which we don't use the wings for anymore. So the club's expectation is to become recognised as the best of the rest. Now, obviously, we're going to be hoping to go one better than that. That's not really very ambitious from the board there, is it? It's to record a top half finish. So we are now the manager of Glenavon in Northern Ireland. We'll just quickly set this up. That will do. And we'll have a look around the club. Now, club info-wise, you can see that compared to Anna, they do have a higher reputation. Chan Chi Fai is listed as the key player. Now, he looks very, very good for a central defender. I'm quite pleased to... He's 16 years old as well. So I'm quite pleased to have him at the club. He's also listed as the hot prospect as well. So, in terms of finances, we actually have £420,000 in the bank. It's nice to have a club that's actually got some money. Got a £7,000 wage budget and a £63,000 transfer budget, which is really, really good. If we sort the squad by ability, Chanchi Fire there at the top. We've got Daniel Grace, an attacking midfielder, so that's good. We've got somebody who can play there. We've got Larry McCann, a striker, a deep line forward, advanced forward. He looks okay as an advanced forward. So we've got some good options here at Glenavon. If we have a look at the season preview from the last season, it hasn't actually ticked over yet. They've actually dropped a bit, so they've obviously had some players leave at the end of their contracts, but they were 5th. They were on 51-1, the same as Crusaders and Coleraine. So there is some work to do here. We're obviously going to have a look and see what we can do, but top than the likes of Larne, Linfield, Glentoran and Cliftonville is going to be very, very difficult. In terms of youth prospects, we've got Connor Clyde here in the reserve squad. No, he's not going to make it, is he? Wrong position. Not that great either. But I do have some money to spend, which is really, really good. You can see here that they have won the Dansk Premiership in the past. Mind you, most recently 1960. So a long time ago. They were 3rd in 2019. But here we are. New club, Glenavon. It's our 5th club in our 3rd nation. So we'll be looking to push on to that championship. You can see that they're a consistent Premiership side. They've sort of stumbled a mid-table mediocrity really over the last few seasons, but we'll be looking to push them up the table. So obviously I've got the pre-season to play through, stuff like that. We'll then come back for the start of the season. We'll take on the first game. I don't know who it's against yet because the season hasn't ticked over to the new one. But yeah, hopefully things are going to be much better here than they were going to be at Anna. But yeah, guys, I'll catch up with you guys after pre-season for the first game of the season. Hello guys and welcome back to the second part of the episode. We are now the manager of Glenavon. As you have seen, apologies I'm pronouncing it wrong. Is it Glenavon? Glenavon? I'm not too sure. But we've completed pre-season. We've made some signings. We're actually over the wage budget. I've overspent a little bit. So that's going to affect this managing finances at 100%. Reputation has actually gone down a little bit. It's gone down to 45% from 50%. Not too sure why. In terms of the players that we brought in, though, we've dipped back into Anna a little bit. We've brought two of their players in. We've signed Antonius Whitlow for 10.5k, a player who I was very, very impressed with at Anna United, 34 goals and 37 appearances. Daryl Leahy has come in for 25k. He's slightly older, but he is a left fullback. He's got some very, very good attributes again. Steve Hall is in on loan from Wickham for a 35k total fee as a right fullback, just one of the areas that we were lacking in a little bit. Jean-Paul Galasso also in on loan from Partick Thistle as a ball-win midfielder. And then Carter Dennison, you remember last season, Anna, one of the centre-halves, actually left Anna United. So we've picked him up on a free transfer for a little bit more depth in central defence. We have sold a player in Kenny Dunn. He's gone to Linfield, the youngster here. A little bit of a shame really, because he's actually quite decent. But in terms of finances, I wanted to bring him in, get him off the wage budget. Like I say, we are over that wage budget by about £200. So it'd be nice. I could actually maybe put some back into that wage budget to bring it. And we're still over. We're still over by £22. So in terms of how we're looking in the league table, in terms of the season preview, we are now comfortably in that 5th spot. Just the 4 big teams in Northern Ireland ahead of us, but we're well ahead of Crusaders. If you have a look at some of these players who are actually in the Media Dream 11 compared to our players, like their polygons well into the greens in certain areas, particularly in sort of like the midfield area. There's some, he's not, maybe not so good, but there are some very, very good players in this division, and we are like Dunn's up there in the greens, one of Linfield's players. So it's going to take us a little while to break into this. Hopefully we can do it, or hopefully one of these big 4 underperform this season and the manager gets sacked really, and we can jump ourselves in there. You may notice Anna currently 701. They were down here at the bottom, so they've obviously made some good signings in there, which is fantastic. So today we are taking on Crusaders, the team predicted to finish just below us in the table. And this is the lineup that we're going to start the season with. It is our familiar formation, the 4-3-1-2. We're going to go with Hall, the man on loan, at the right back, and it's Dennison and Chanchi Fai, the very good 16-year-old centre-half here, as centre-backs. And then it's the new man, Leahy, coming in as the left back. Baird, a player who was already here, is playing as the Metzala today. Maybe not the greatest of players, formerly of Portadown, the division below us. Galasso comes in as the ball-win midfielder, the man on loan from Partick Thistle. Glyn as the box-to-box midfielder. He can also play as a left-back. Glyn's not too bad of a player, to be entirely honest. And then it's going to be Whitlow up front with Fitzpatrick as the target forward. Now, Fitzpatrick is not actually the starting forward. It's actually Larry McCann. But you can see that Larry McCann has got a suspension here. 6'2", 14 jumping reach. Heading lets him down a little bit compared to maybe Fitzpatrick's got slightly better heading, slightly better jumping reach. So it may be a toss-up between those two who actually plays. In terms of pre-season friendlies, we've had a few, including like teams from Scotland. We actually beat Aston Villa, and it's not the under-21s, it's the full Aston Villa side, with Emmy Martinez playing, Douglas Louise. You know, they had some good players on the pitch there, did Aston Villa, and we come away with a 1-0 win. A 0-0 draw with West Ham under-21s, and then we beat Man City under-21s 3-1 as well. So the game against Crusaders, let's get into our first game of the season. We're looking to pick up a win to start the season with, really. If we can push the top 4 as much as we can, obviously grow the reputation of either Glenavon or our own reputation, get ourselves into one of the top jobs if one of them becomes available. You know, like say for example we finish above them in the league. Their position could come under threat. But we need to beat the teams in front of us first. Obviously, conceding goals has been a real issue of ours, so hopefully we can finally put that to bed at Glenavon. As we do have the first highlight, it is a free kick on the left by Glyn towards Chan Chi Fai, and Carter Dennison on his debut scores the goal for us to put us 1-0 up inside the 7th minute. The man who only scored 2 goals for us last season is already scored half of that last season's total with a great header. Glyn with a great free kick. Chan Chi Fai rising highest, and then Dennison's there in the middle to put us 1 up. All right, half an hour on the clock. It's Crusaders coming forward now. It's Vernon on the left-hand side. Good tackle there by Hall, the man on loan. Lamore puts it back in, though. Leahy's underneath it. Glyn can't get there. He does get there. He pinches the ball now. Back to Berry in goal. Finds Chan Chi Fai. Now Dennison. Back to Barry again. Nice patient build-up here from Glenavon. Leahy on the left-hand side. The old man of the squad. Travelling a long way with the ball, looking to feed Grace, but it doesn't quite get there. Now it's Leahy again, forwards to Antonius Whitlow, checks back onto his right foot. Good ball to the back post for Matthew Fitzpatrick to make it 2-0 to Glenavon with a fantastic header at the back post. That's exactly what you want your target man to be doing, getting on the end of crosses like that. And it's great play down this left-hand side, first of all by Leahy. Fades a fantastic ball into Antonius Whitlow, checks back onto his stronger right foot. Great ball to the back post, and Fitzpatrick leaps and scores the header. We're straight into another highlight though. Can we make it 3? Hall finds Galasso into Glyn. Ball over the top for Whitlow. Whitlow's in here. Can he finish? He can't. It's a good save by Brown, but Fitzpatrick following up to make it 3-0 to Glenavon, and that currently puts us top of the league on goal difference, which is absolutely fantastic. You can't ask for any more than that for the first game of the season, to be 3-0 up after half an hour. Whitlow does really well. It's a good save by Brown, but parries it only as far as Fitzpatrick, who reacts the quickest to put it into the back of the net for 3-0. And at the half-time break, it is just the 3-0. You can see that we are absolutely dominating the game. Crusaders haven't been in it yet going forward. They've had 2 shots, 1 off target. But we are looking quite comfortable, shall we say, going into the start of the second half. Hopefully we don't do what we normally do and now concede 3 goals, because that's a thing that we've done throughout our career as a manager so far in this save. We've done it at every club that we've been at. Maybe it's the quality of the players, maybe it's how Football Manager 23 works. The opposition manager has the ability to change things at half time, and as I say that, Josh Kelly pulls one back for Crusaders on the hour mark. Maybe like I say, the opposition managers, they're clever now, the AI managers, and they actually change things around at half time to work against your formation. We'll see. We'll see. It is 3-1 though. Linfield have now taken the lead. They're now 3-0 up over our former club, Anna United, who find themselves sat at the bottom of the league. Dungannon also chipping in with 4 goals there. But Glyn, with a 3 kick on the right hand side, finds Chan Chi Hai, and it's a good header. But it's well saved by the goalkeeper, and Crusaders scramble the ball away. Into stoppage time though, it is going to be a 3-1 win for Glenavon, as our first game as manager, Rory Brown in goal, had a shocking game for Crusaders. But very happy with that. Carter Dennison and Matthew Fitzpatrick with the goals for us, and that gives us an excellent start to our life at Glenavon. And as you can see there, we are currently sat in 3rd place on the table. Yes, it's very early days, but we are above Linfield. I believe Anna did actually score one there. Story, a new signing for them, to move Anna off the bottom of the table on goal difference. So going forward, guys, there is a... How many games is there in the season here? It is a 38 game season, so the same as the division below. So we're going to come back again after about 12-13 games, which is somewhere around about here. It could be Linfield potentially, and we'll see just how we're getting on. But yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching. As always, please remember to hit that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button. It does help me out, and I'll catch you all in the next episode. Cheers, guys.